In the bustling streets of a quaint Bavarian town, where the air carried the scent of fresh pretzels and the distant chime of church bells echoed against cobblestone paths, a young woman stood before a mirror, her reflection a canvas of dreams yet to be painted. She adjusted the collar of her thrift store find, a vintage jacket that whispered tales of bygone eras, and snapped a photo with her phone. Little did she know, that simple click would ignite a firestorm of inspiration, transforming her from an ordinary girl into a beacon of style and resilience. This is the story of Yasia Miro, the Instagram fashion influencer who turned pixels into power and doubt into determination, proving that true elegance is born from the heart's unyielding pursuit. If stories like Yasia's ignite a spark in you, reminding you of the magic in everyday fashion, then dive deeper into the world of captivating models by subscribing to Sweet Models World, your gateway to endless inspiration and behind-the-scenes glamour. Yasia Miro, born Yaroslava Mirovich in the vibrant city of Kyiv, Ukraine, on a crisp autumn day in 1995, entered the world amid the echoes of change. The early 1990s were a time of transition for her homeland, as the Soviet Union dissolved and new freedoms emerged like spring flowers pushing through frozen soil. Her family, modest and hardworking, lived in a small apartment where creativity was a luxury afforded only in stolen moments. Yasia's father worked as a mechanic, his hands forever stained with grease, while her mother, a seamstress, mended clothes for neighbors, turning worn fabrics into wearable art. It was in those quiet evenings, watching her mother thread needles under dim lamplight, that Yasia first felt the pull of fashion, not as mere clothing, but as a language of self-expression. As a child, Yasia was shy, often hiding behind her long chestnut hair, her imagination her only refuge. School days were marked by the uniformity of gray uniforms, but she dreamed of colors, patterns, and textures that could tell stories without words. She would sketch outfits in the margins of her notebooks, inspired by glossy magazines smuggled from the West, featuring icons like Naomi Campbell and Claudia Schiffer. One day, she whispered to herself, "I'll make my own mark." But dreams in a post-Soviet landscape were fragile. Economic hardships meant her family prioritized survival over aspirations. At age 12, tragedy struck when her father fell ill, forcing Yasia to help her mother with sewing jobs after school. Those long hours at the sewing machine, fingers pricked and eyes strained, taught her resilience. Each stitch was a lesson in perseverance, a thread connecting her to a future she could barely envision. The turning point came during her teenage years, when political unrest in Ukraine in 2014 shook the nation. Amid the protests and uncertainty, Yasia's family made the difficult decision to relocate to Germany, seeking stability in Ingolstadt, a town known for its automotive heritage, but far from the fashion capitals. Arriving with little more than a suitcase of clothes and a heart full of hope, Yasia felt like a fish out of water. The language barrier was a wall, and cultural differences a chasm. She enrolled in a local school, struggling with German while working part-time at a cafe to support her family. Yet, in this new land, she discovered a world of opportunities. The streets of Ingolstadt, with their mix of historic charm and modern flair, became her runway. She began experimenting with outfits, blending Ukrainian folk elements, like embroidered patterns, with European minimalism, creating looks that were uniquely her own. It was during a rainy afternoon in 2017, while scrolling through Instagram on a borrowed phone, that Yasia saw the potential of social media. Influencers from around the world shared their lives, turning personal style into global conversations. Inspired, she created her account at Yasia_Miro_, a nod to her roots. Yasia, affectionate shortening of Yaroslava, and Miro, evoking peace and worldliness. Her first post was simple, a selfie in a thrifted dress against the backdrop of the Danube River, captioned, "Finding beauty in the everyday." Likes trickled in, mostly from friends back home. but each one fueled her fire. She poured her soul into it, waking before dawn to capture golden hour shots, editing photos on free apps, and crafting captions that wove motivation into fashion tips. "Style isn't about what you wear," she wrote. "It's about how you wear your story." Challenges mounted like storm clouds. As a newcomer, Yasia faced skepticism. Brands ignored her outreach, and trolls questioned her authenticity. Self-doubt crept in during lonely nights, whispering that she was just a girl from Kyiv playing dress-up in a foreign land. But Yasia turned those whispers into roars. She enrolled in online fashion courses, studying everything from color theory to digital marketing, balancing shifts at the cafe with late-night research. Her breakthrough came in 2019 when a local photographer, spotting her at a street festival, offered a collaboration. The photos, showcasing Yasia in bold, eclectic outfits amid Ingolstadt's architecture, went viral in niche fashion circles. Followers surged from hundreds to thousands, drawn to her genuine vibe, no filters, just raw passion. Yasia's style evolved into a cinematic blend of vintage romance and modern edge. Imagine her striding through Munich's English garden in a flowing maxi dress paired with combat boots, the wind catching the fabric like sails on a ship charting unknown seas. Or posing against Berlin's graffiti walls in oversized blazers and statement jewelry, each ensemble a chapter in her narrative of empowerment. She championed sustainability, promoting thrift shopping and upcycling, turning old scarves into trendy tops. Fashion should heal the planet, not harm it, she advocated, partnering with eco-friendly brands to amplify her message. Her posts weren't just visuals, they were motivational anthems. One series, From Struggle to Style, shared personal anecdotes, how a simple necklace from her grandmother reminded her of home during homesick days, inspiring viewers to find strength in their heirlooms. By 2022, Yasia had amassed over 50,000 followers, her influence rippling across Europe. Collaborations poured in, a capsule collection with a German indie label, featuring pieces inspired by Ukrainian motifs, guest spots at fashion weeks in Milan, where she walked unofficial runways with the poise of a seasoned pro. But success wasn't without trials. The 2022 invasion of Ukraine shattered her world anew. Watching news footage from afar, Yasia channeled her pain into action, using her platform to raise funds for refugees, modeling charity tees that sold out in days. "In times of darkness, fashion can be a light," she said in a tearful live session, motivating thousands to contribute. This period forged her into a symbol of resilience, her story resonating with immigrants and dreamers worldwide. Cinematically, picture Yasia's journey as a film. Opening scenes of a misty Kyiv morning, fading to the vibrant hues of German markets where she hunts for fabrics. Montages of late-night shoots, rain-slicked streets reflecting neon lights, her laughter cutting through the cold. Close-ups on her hands, once calloused from sewing, now gracefully posing. The soundtrack? A mix of Ukrainian folk melodies and electronic beats, mirroring her fusion style. Motivationally, Yasia's tale teaches that barriers are but stepping stones. She overcame language hurdles by immersing in podcasts, turned rejection emails into fuel for better content, and built a community where followers shared their transformations. "Your background doesn't define you, your boldness does," she often says, encouraging young women to embrace their uniqueness. Today, at 30, Yasia Miro stands tall as a force in the fashion influencer sphere. Her Instagram is a gallery of inspiration, with reels that transport viewers to dreamlike worlds, strolling Parisian boulevards in couture knockoffs or hiking Bavarian trails in athleisure chic. She's expanded into YouTube, offering tutorials on budget styling, and launched a blog chronicling her travels, from Kyiv's resilient streets to New York's bustling avenues. Philanthropy remains her core. She mentors aspiring models from war-torn regions, providing virtual workshops on building online presence. Her net worth, though modest compared to mega-influencers, reflects smart investments in sustainable brands, proving that impact trumps income. Yet, Yasia's story is far from its finale. She envisions a global brand, Miro Muse, blending Eastern European heritage with Western innovation, empowering women to rewrite their narratives through fashion. In reflective moments, she recalls that first mirror gaze, realizing every step was a stitch in a grand tapestry. Her life, a motivational epic, reminds us that from humble beginnings rise extraordinary legends, where passion defies odds and style becomes a superpower. Before we close this chapter on Yasia's remarkable odyssey, remember that tales like hers are just the beginning. For more cinematic journeys into the lives of trailblazing models, subscribe to Sweet Models World now and let the inspiration flow into your world.